This guy is a camel, and they visually come in two configurations: dromedaries, with one hump, and Bactrian, with two humps. Camels are the pride of Arabia. In fact, there are more than 160 words in the Arabic language to call a camel. You all know they are the king of desert, but you may not know they have a natural chest pad that helps them keep cool while resting in that hot sand. If you mess with a camel, it will spit in your face. You may know camels eat grass, but just look at this fang. They have the bite force to easily break your skull. Be glad if it just spits on you. Camel hooves are flat and big at the bottom, like snowshoes. They have humps to store fats that can be used during food shortage, and the pedestal to separate the body from the floor while resting, and all these are adaptation for the cold winter environment. But what gives? They're the animals of the desert. Well, camels actually originated from North America, where there used to be long, cold winters. Later they traveled to sand areas and found that their cold weather gears worked in heat too. So, they stayed in the desert. Dromedaries are usually found in dry deserts areas, but Bactrian are found in the Gobi Desert, where temperatures can go as low as -40 degrees Celsius and as high as 45 degrees Celsius. Camels eat thorny cactus leaves, and they do it regularly. But if grass, cactus, or food are scarce, they will even eat meat, fish, snakes, and bones of dead animals too. They are weird herbivores that can digest meat. Well, no comments here. They can live without water for more than a week, and when they find water, they can drink around 100 liters in one go. They can carry a weight of 450 kilograms in that harsh desert and travel 40 kilometers in a day. That's over 250 kilometers without drinking water. Damn, these are the toughest mammals for sure. This is an ant, and these guys are really some fascinating creatures. Though they are tiny, they are really intelligent. Some species of ants, like Myrmica, can actually pass the mirror test. Even intelligent animals like dogs and cats usually don't pass this test. Not only that, ants remember the place, structure, and routes to reach it. They navigate remembering the landmarks and watching the sun's position. Some species of desert ants are even found to count the steps and change in direction during the expedition. On top of that, group of ants can solve complex puzzles too. Ants have blurry vision, but can see UV and polarized light. They don't have ears, but they can detect even minute vibrations with their feet. Ants are usually omnivores. They eat seeds, nectar, insects, and decaying matter too. These little auto-cleaning robots are miniature versions of vultures. They help to keep the place clean and healthy. Army ant species are kinda blind. They sense just light and dark. So during the foraging, if the leader suddenly disappears, or if the pheromone trail is disturbed, the ants at front may catch the pheromones of ants at the back and start following them. Now they follow each other and the circle is formed. It's called ant mill, or death spiral. This can lead to exhaustion and death. Megapanera ants fight with termites. During the battle, if the ant gets injured, the medics take them to the nest and lick the injuries. The antimicrobial secretion from the mouth keeps the infection away. They can actually decrease the mortality by 90% with this process. Ants have their own graveyard. If any member dies, the undertaker takes them to the graveyard and leaves the body there. Many species have a separate place as toilet as well. This species is a honeypot ant. More than 20% of the workers in this colony act as storage units. They are called repletes. The foragers gather flower nectar, food, water, or any other sugary liquid and bring back home. Then they force feed those repletes, drop by drop, until their bellies turn grape-sized. The different liquid gives different color to the bellies. This will act as the food and water storage for the time of shortage. These guys will live their entire life as water bottles, though. Bonk. You all know chicken. These birds are found almost everywhere on the planet, mostly as a food source. Talking about food, do you know over 72 billion chickens are eaten every year? It's actually kinda sad to hear. And talking about hearing, you all may have heard this sound. Roosters scream their ass out when they crow. They yell so loudly that it's comparable to a gunshot near your ears. So every time they crow, they practically deafen themselves to save their ears from being damaged. There are some species of chickens, like Ayam Cemani, that are completely black. Even their organs like liver, heart, and bones are black. They are black to the core, I guess. But the blood is red, though. When chickens are born, they already have all the eggs they will ever lay in their lifetime, in a miniature ova form, that is. If the ovary of a hen is damaged, the body starts producing male hormones, and the hen physically changes to a rooster, with a big crown and loud crow. It's just the outer change, though. She's still female, but infertile one. The chickens are omnivores. From grass and food grains to insects, lizards, and even snakes, they eat almost anything that they can swallow. But you may not know that they also eat small stones called grit. Since they don't have teeth, the grits help to break the food inside the body. Chickens are very intelligent animals. They can remember around 100 different faces. They can do simple math, make plans for the future, and even deceive the members of the group if that benefits them. Chickens are social animals. They feel empathy and have been seen to mourn, gathering around the deceased member. Chickens are the natural motion stabilizer. The image stabilization was actually inspired from the stable chicken's head. If you hold its head in the ground and draw a straight line, the chicken will be hypnotized and won't move for some time. It's called tonic immobility, just like flipping the sharks. Chickens are the closest relatives to T-Rex, the king of dinosaurs. And I'm not surprised. Just see the stance, the fearless attitude, and the crown. I personally think it's the king of all the birds still today, except for a fact that a sudden loud sound can actually kill a chicken. Well, even the king has a weakness, I guess. This guy is a panda, and they are among the oldest creatures on the planet. Why? Because they're black and white. Jokes aside, these guys are among the weirdest creatures you can find. Pandas are members of the bear family. In fact, they even look like bears. Just paint them all black, and voila, it's a black bear. But seriously, these guys have carnivore's stomach, just like bears. But 99% of their diet is bamboo leaves and shoots. It's like you have a Ferrari, but you use it for pizza delivery. And the remaining 1%, they eat meat, fish, and insects, if they find it lying on the ground, that is. Since their stomach is carnivore, they don't easily digest bamboo. So they poop around 100 times a day. Maybe it's the reason why they never hibernate. Pandas are found only in China, and China never sells them to other countries. So you can't keep a panda as a pet unless you are a king and have a huge bamboo forest. But China does loan pandas to zoos all around the world. Since it's a loan, both the sum and the interest are Chinese property. That's the contract a zoo must sign before taking the loan. But the interest is very hard to come by. In fact, pandas have no interest in mating, at least in captivity. So, panda birth in captivity is weirdly hard thing to come by. People say that pandas have evolved to go extinct. It even seems logical at first. Just think, they are very slow animals. They don't hunt. They eat the indigestible bamboo plant. And females enter heat just for 2 or 3 days in a year. So all these factors combined may seem they will soon go extinct. But the fact is, pandas in the wild do just fine. The abundant bamboo forest, lack of predators, and even the 2 to 3 days of heat period is enough for breeding. In fact, they mate multiple times during that short period and bear successful, healthy babies. Almost all female animals go into heat just a few times a year. So, according to the natural laws, we are the weird ones here, always hot, no matter what. This guy is a sea cucumber, and they come in many shapes and sizes. Smallest cucumbers like Samathuria gampati can get as small as 4 millimeters, and the biggest snake sea cucumber can get as long as 10 feet. But in any length, they are brainless, faceless creatures. Yup, sea cucumbers neither have brains nor have eyes. They have chemical receptors and just wander in the ocean following the chemicals. They have tentacles in their mouth, and they eat ocean dirt, kinda like earthworm. But the most interesting thing in their whole body is this hole. Yup, this gateway is the lifeline of these guys because they breathe through their butts. They suck oxygenated water from the cloaca and expel the carbon dioxide water. Their butt is a multi-purpose tool. When threatened, they throw out their guts from that same hole to confuse the predators. But they can regenerate those internal organs. This hole is so famous that pearlfish, slender, and some eel-type fish actually live inside their butt. It's kinda safe cave without paying rents. So some sea cucumbers like these blue guys have developed a door to block the intruders from entering the cave. It's called anal teeth, but it doesn't chew or grind though. So, anal fence would have been a better name, I guess. The body of the sea cucumber is unique. They can kinda liquefy their body and change like a jello to squeeze through tiny spaces, then change back to hard form again. Though they are cucumbers, they are not plants. They are animals, kinda like starfish, and people in many cultures actually eat them. Many people say they taste bad, with a tire-like texture, but I can't confirm it myself though. What I can surely confirm is, as always, I do love you guys.